Okay, and a very good day, good evening, good afternoon, good whatever it might be to you, YouTube. So today I wanted to talk about basically the three pouches that I've got in front of us and basically show you what I've got inside those pouches and how I use them on my daily, everyday carry. So this whole everyday carry thing, let me just start by saying, is an expensive pastime. I won't go into exact detail, but I can assure you that I have well and truly over $1,500 Australian in these three pouches, which is absolutely ridiculous considering, only 4 weeks ago, whilst sort of shuffling through YouTube, I came across this whole EDC craze, which has been around for a good 8 years or so. And quickly I built up what I thought is a pretty decent sort of a EDC. So yes, it's expensive. You can do it cheaper, and you can certainly buy lesser quality in terms of the particular tools that you need. But money is quality, and I guess the money you shell out today, the longer it lasts in the future. Well, that's my rationale. The other side of the coin is, how much are you really going to use these kits? So you assemble one, and I think like everything new, you go out and you see other people's examples of EDCs, and you tend to copy everything or get the vast majority of what suits you based on what you've viewed. And that's where prices can really go through the roof. So what I'll do is I'll start from the big one and explain what the use is, work my way through the middle and into the last green pouch, and we'll take it from there. Okay, so the first one is a Maxpedition. It's the Fatty, and I got that through Maxpedition Australia. Look, those guys are really sensational. They essentially got me as soon as I placed the order online. They rang me the next day and shipped it. So they're exceptional service from Brisbane or north of Brisbane. I don't know how good this light is. I might have to spin this around. See how that goes. It's probably the black that doesn't make it too good. So yeah, look, I won't go too much into the Maxpedition. It's everywhere. This little paracord bracelet, I don't know how great it is, but I made it once again through watching YouTube, and it's just there to act as a carry, more so to show off my handicraft than anything else. Little Australian black. I wonder if that'll work better. See if that works. Little black Australian morale patch. And just a gash old pen, and this piece of paper in this front pocket itemises what I've spent so far just on this pack, and like I say, it quickly adds up. So I'm doing this with one hand, and I haven't got an overhead tripod, so that makes life a bit difficult. And as we open it up, we'll have a quick look about what I got. Now I won't pull everything apart, but I'll work from left to right and get an idea. You can pretty much see at the moment what I've got. So, a little pair of tweezers. I've got an art line or a Sharpie, but not a Sharpie. I've got this little wrench that I got through a bike shop, and essentially it's from the brand Giant, but I dare say you can buy these pretty much everywhere. Let me take these out, it might be easier. You can buy these pretty much everywhere. I just bought mine through the bike shop. What's good about it, it's got the little socket extension there, and then that's reversible, and it's also got a little sort of lever to reverse or to off and on the particular bit that you want. A little pry bar. So that little pry bar is bought through like a tool shop here, and I think it's through Milwaukee, might be the brand or whatever it might be. It's probably not Milwaukee being blue, but yeah, it's there to be used. Good little quality sort of Barco sort of 4-inch, or probably 4-inch shifter or adjustable wrench, depending on which part of the world you come from. Cedar Summit spork, I should say, quite large, but it's good quality. It's all that sort of aluminium aircraft alloy or whatever it is, so that's going to last a while, and it's always good to have just in case you're at work, someone forgets a spoon or a fork. Well, there you go, it's all there for them. You may not use it, and that's a good thing about these packs, as you're probably more than aware. They can be used to help somebody else out. Little mini Bic. I don't smoke, and it felt really weird going into a tobacconist to buy a cigarette lighter. That's the outline we spoke about, the little tweezers, etc. Now, as we open it up, I've got a little Right in the Rain. Everyone's got Right in the Rain. What I didn't realise is when I purchased this, I think I took the price off. It was like $14.95 or something. But it's actually, as it says there, it's a field interview sort of memo book. So every page has got the little requirements, you know, the date, the time, the alias, the moniker, the scars, tattoos. I suppose if you're out in the field as a police officer, you'd use this. So that was a bit disappointing to find out, but at the end of the day, it's only $15. But on the back side of it, you've got notes there. So, you know, yeah, whether or not you write on it, it's there to be used. What have I got here? Yeah, a nice little silver compass. I mean, most of this stuff I've got through basically Anaconda, but the compass is there. The old credit card and Gorilla or slant duct tape. So I think there's, I don't know, there'd be about a metre there, not even a metre, but apparently always comes in handy. And I've not used any of these. Well, actually, I lie, I have used a few of these tools only last weekend. A crappy ass carabiner, and I think that's it for that pocket. Oh yeah, and this thing. So this is a rescue sort of window breaker slant seatbelt cutter. I think it was like $15 or something, Rescue Mate or something. So hoping never to having to use it, but it's there if I have to. Moving over to the middle side, yeah, some cable ties. Cable ties are always good. You always tend to use them one way, shape or another. Bit of gash ass cord. So yep, just in case you need to tie something, or yeah, you can get my drift. And then some extra sort of, which was essentially this. So yeah, just some extra lengthier if that's a word. Some lead, some cord, some tie. This little Milwaukee knife. This is hard to do. One second, you have to persevere with me. So it's called the Fast Black. Is it? Yeah, the Fast Back. So you can, and I've seen other dudes try to get these things to flick out. You can get them to flick out. They do actually flick. I've saw one guy have a lot of trouble trying to make it flick. But yeah, I quite like this. I don't know how good it is in terms of its quality of steel or anything, but you know, it's not a bad little knife, and I've used it. So I think if you're using it, you get your money's worth, obviously. So there's that. I have to put all this back soon. It's painful. This crappy old, well, when I say crappy old, it's a torchlight, or a torch or a flashlight, depending if you're American or English. I'm Australian, obviously. But yeah, look, it's there. If it does turn on, there we go. So, you know, it's not, I don't even know how many lumens it is, but it's there, and it's there for that reason, just to light up your day. A little level. I don't know if I'd ever use this, but it's there. So it's in the kit because I've seen other dudes. And then I've got a Wingman, a Leatherman Wingman. I won't take you through all the individual sort of components of this. You've all seen this before, but the good thing was Anaconda was having a sale all through Easter. I think this thing was about $50 off, and it's a good size. It's actually a good size for this pack. So who am I to say no to a bargain? And then the old, I don't know, are they Nipexes? Are they Nipexes? Are they Canipexes? But once again, everyone talks about these, and I had to go out and get one. So long story short, trying to get it through a tool store, a couple of tool stores here, and had no joy. They'd all sold out. So I ordered one online. I went back to the tool shop in my hometown here, and sure enough, bang, it was in. So I was meant to get two, so I've got two, and you'll see the second one soon. But these are great. I used these only last weekend on my motorcycle as I was going out for an Easter ride. My mirror came loose. That little spanner there wasn't big enough to hook on to the nut, so it was just a little bit too small at its widest. So this thing bailed me out. Now, I was at a service station when I probably could have gone into a service station and bought a 15mm sort of ring spanner with a little wrench on the end. but I didn't. So this thing got me out of drama. So, you know, it's what, I forget how much it is. It's probably $50 odd, $60, call it. So you used it once, well, you've got value for money, you know, you'll use it again. So, you know, I think that's the thing about these toolkits is you're not going to use them every single day. I mean, maybe people do, and however they set it up, I'm not too sure, but the majority of the stuff is, it's just there when you need it. Just carry it. This here is a little cheap ass thing I bought from a tobacconist. It came with a little lamp, a little torch, a little flashlight. But on the other side, I thought was quite novel was a shitty ass whistle. So, but it's not very good. But anyway, yeah, it'll get some dBs about it. So, whistle, you never know when you need that. Little bits for that little giant, was the brand, that little wrench. So yeah, just standard sort of 1/4 inch bits and pieces, bits and bobs. Nothing too exciting. And then I've got in here this little Milwaukee. It's awesome. This little 1/4 inch. It's only tiny, but like when you look at it, I think it's awesome. Like, you know, if you had to nip something up. Of course, if you've got the socket wrench, you obviously need the socket. So moving on to that, we'll go back to that bag in a sec. Here we go. So I've got a couple of safety pins here, and a needle, like just a normal needle, and wrapped up in duct tape or Gorilla Tape, whichever brand you want to call it. And now what I did, putting this here, this is really unprofessional without a what's your name, a jobby, a tripod. I've got, dun dun, so spare battery for the torch. I've got probably the sizes that I need, so I've got a little extender bar, and all this sort of stuff you can pick up from Bunnings. Like, you know, you can pick it up from any tool shop, but trying to get the smallest, I went out and spent $70 odd on a small socket set, and thinking the pieces were small, but then I went into Bunnings and they had a 40-piece cheap ass little socket set, and it was $10. It was on sale, so I thought bonus. So like I've got, like for example, what's that? I can't even read it. My eyesight's shocking. I think that's an 8. I've got a 12. I've got, this will be a 10, what I would imagine. I've got a 10. Put that there. And this would be a 6 or 5. No, it's not. It's a 6. It's a 6. So, you know, just the stuff that you're more than likely going to use. Like I say, this will be carried on the motorcycle in the car. So, you know, obviously cars are a lot bigger, but in terms of bolts and everything else. But most of the stuff you need on the bike, I mean, this could get you out of very limited sort of requirements when you break down or whatever. But it's there. So that little extension can go on to that, for example, and then you can put basically your bits to give yourself a bit more of an extension, or you can use it for your sockets. I mean, we all know what we're doing. We're all big men. And then some, what brand is it? It's Loctite super glue. So, you know, that's stuff that apparently, you know, I think a lot of people have done this sort of EDC stuff for a long time. And my little sun disc, or sand disc, I should say, which is USB-C, which is great. I can plug it straight into, you know, my iPad or in my Samsung phone, and I can watch movies on the go. So it's pretty cool. And then just a couple of little hair ties, just to be used accordingly. So that's that one. No, yeah, and I've still got this. Wait a sec. Let's have a look. Let's have a quick look. Quick, Mr. Stick. Okay, so this is going to be fun putting all this back, but anyway, that's what you got to do. Yeah. So more of these little hair ties. Apparently they come in handy. I've got a little fire starter, just a cheap ass one I bought from like BCF or something. Never know when you'll use it, never know if I'll ever use it, but if I did want to use it, well, at least I've got one. So a little fire starter. On top of that, I've got, so I've got just some bloody USB-C, yes they are, Samsung headphones, proprietary headphones. You know, you can use them in Apple, you can use them in Samsung, as long as they're USB-C. When I say Apple, obviously the iPad, because of the stupid iPhones are still using Lightning, which is, I don't know, maybe the iPhone 14 will change. Apparently it is. So just some wired headphones. AKG, they're not a bad brand apparently. And then a small, sort of USB-C to USB-A. It's only, it's not very massive. So getting sitting there. So that's that pack. And I'll put all that over there. All right, moving on to the second pack. So the second pack came about because I'd realized after the first pack that it was just way too heavy to carry. It was way too heavy to carry. So I took it out, I took it to work, and I thought I'll lug it to work, and then sat on my desk, showed off to everybody at work, and probably would never use that for work. So I thought, well, I've got to get something a bit smaller. So once again, back to Maxpedition, and this time I bought the MRZ, or the MRZ, as the Americans like to say Z. And this is basically the Mini. I think it is the Mini. So a little bit of a difference. Obviously a hard shell morale patch, and obviously limits what you can carry. But this is really for everyday use at the office. So I think this is a good pack. This is something you can, not necessarily put in cargo pants, but you can certainly throw it in your backpack. Leave this one here in the car, on the motorcycle, bring this one into work, and you've got it. You've absolutely got it. So let's have a look. So this is a little, I think it's a lead lens P2 it might be. It's a USB torch. It's not exceptionally bright, but it's, it's good enough. You can change the head to, change your, what do you call it? Like your beam. It doesn't really show too well here, but you can sort of direct it. But anyway, it's pretty compact, which is good. And the battery is where you charge the actual battery itself. You plug the USB micro, I think it is, into this, and so that's not too bad. A bit pricey, but I think it's the name. These things are just little twisties from Night Eyes. I think these are good for certainly securing things in these largish, like these are 1.5 inch sort of little straps, so as you can see here with the lighter, it sort of somewhat secures the lighter. So, but you'd use them to tie cables and do all that sort of good stuff. A little magnifying glass, I bought it, at Officeworks. Now, my eyesight's shocking, and so a magnifying glass is a necessity. And this one here, as you can see, has a little light. It's only 2 times, but it's good enough, So yeah, I think this is a good little thing for the office. I've been trying to find those little magnifying, I suppose, sheets, magnifying glass sheets that you can just stick in under the notepad here. I can't find it, so this was somewhat compact. It fits the loop pretty well, and it was, I don't know, it was $14, $15. It wasn't too expensive. Another set of tweezers. Once again, you never know when you get a rogue beard hair. A little Bic. Once again, another twisty. And then in here, in this pocket, this little dump pocket, I kind of like this little dump pocket. I picked this up today, just like in town. It's just a small little Lightning to USB-A, somewhat compact, and it's for clearly the iPhone. So then, moving on, you've got a couple of lens wipes from Specsavers. Wearing specs, I suppose they sort of do the job when you want them to, when you need them to. This is the USB cable, the micro, or is it a mini? I always get it mixed up. I think it's a mini. Anyway, it doesn't matter. For that torch, so that goes there. I've got a little, like cloth there to clean the glasses up as well. And I think for the dump pack, that's about it, on the dump pocket. All right, today I went into a shop and I bought the Leatherman Micra. I was looking at a couple of different sort of multi-tools. I've got, as you can see in that previous one, I had, or maybe I didn't. Yeah, I had the wingman. Of course, that's a wingman. I just find that's too big for this pack. You could make it fit, but it doesn't belong in this pack. It belongs in that pack, the big wingman, and it's not the biggest of, obviously the size of Letterman. So I just wanted something small. And what I like about this, the Micra, I looked at the Gerber Dime. I looked at the PS4. There's a, the SOG is another brand. They do what they call a squirt or something, I think. All small stuff. But this one really sold it to me because it's essentially just a good set of scissors. Apparently these are good scissors. I didn't use them today, but these you'd use in the office. A pair of pliers, which you'll see that I've already got as backup for whatever. This is something you'd probably use a lot more. A good set of scissors as opposed to a needle nose plier on a multi-tool as far as I'm concerned. So, it's got a shitty ass knife in there. It's got a little file. It's got a little fingernail file and cleaner. It's got a little ruler on top. Ouch, that's pretty sharp too. This is hard to do I need a tripod. A little ruler, I don't know how good that shows it. But yeah, so I was happy with that. A bit pricey, but I think a good investment. This little thing here is a Lamy or Lamy, if you like. Pico pen. The good thing about this is that it's a little nugget of a thing. And if you want the ink, you just push the top, and then you got a full size pen. And it's a ballpoint. It's not a fountain pen. All those cartridges that seem to run out. It comes with a proper Lamy sort of ink cartridge, and I really like that in a stainless steel. So I bought that this afternoon. I think that's a great little addition to this pack. Moving back on, this was the initial pair of Nipex pliers that I'd ordered online, and they got held up. And so I went to the tool shop and bought the second pair. Well, this is the first pair I ordered online. So I have two. A little art line or Sharpie art line. And the good thing is these things have got a really narrow nib. I think they're 0.04 or something. So they write really well. I really like these. So yeah, that comes in handy. Now this little beast, I like this little beast. This is the Gerber. It's the Prybrid X, I think it's called. I bought this all last weekend when there were sales going on in Anaconda, and this thing's great. Like, it's absolutely like a little contained sort of shrapnel, I can't think of the word. Blade, and you can get those blades from Bunnings, so they're easy. And it sort of then comes with the option to pry things open using, like a little screwdriver you can use it for, the mandatory sort of bottle tops that they all seem to have, and like a little thing to take nails out. I just like this tool. I think this is awesome. Bit of paracord on it, and it's really flat, and it's got a low presence about it. So I really like that. And then moving on to the inner pocket, I got a proper Right in the Rain. And that pen will work wonderfully with that. But then any pen will work pretty well with it. It's just paper really. And then I bought this little bad boy at Tent World, and this thing is a proper whistle. This is about 106 dB, so like heaps better than that crappy one I bought from the tobacconist. So that's that little pack. I really like it. It's got a little Molly webbing that you can sort of strap on your belt, and I had it strapped onto my belt the other day. But once again, I think you'd carry this in your backpack or your sling bag or whatever, and when you need it, you just drag it out, put it on your desk at work. That's the way I'm using this. And yeah, it's the MRZ. And then basically you're good to go for the day, so and walking around town as well. I just think this is a good little pack, this little mini. I think it's a good little ruggedized, great little pack, once again with the Australian flag in black. All right, the last one, moving on to the last. Now I bought this little pack. It's called, from a brand called Tasman Tiger. It's made in Vietnam. Look, it's a bit of a cheap ass one, but it's not too bad. I think it's like $30 or something. Considering this one here was 80, maybe. I'm just going to say 80, and this one was on sale. This was 55. So these packs, that pack in particular, has been around that fatty. It's been around for a long, long time. But you know, Maxpedition do great product. There's no doubt about it. So I bought this from like a military shop, and essentially I initially had it plugged onto the back of this molly, because this has got molly as well, right? So I had this threaded through here, and I had a double whammy pack. So if I wanted to carry additional tools, then I could do it with this. But then the other day I thought, well, you know what? I don't really need anything, but I'd like a pack I can use at work when I'm out doing walking around sort of tasks, not necessarily sitting at desks, or at night time doing sort of like, you know, walks at night time. So I thought I could carry this one, but this is really not catered too well for that. And you know, like I said, this little torch, sure, you can always buy a better torch, but this really doesn't put out a great deal of lumens, and I don't think it'll get you too far if you're stuck out in the middle of nowhere by yourself. So I thought, what do I need? I'll turn this pouch into a outdoorsy type work sort of like requirement pouch. So it served its purpose when I bought it as a backing for the Maxpedition because of the molly. But then, like I said, then I went, well, I need to diversify. So I have. And this one, what have I got in here? Okay, so I like this little pouch, and this is really easy. So this can fit into a pair of cargo pants. It's not very sort of fat, and it's not very big, and it's quite lightweight, which is even better. So I would be more inclined to carry this around with me, you know, more often than not, than that one, and certainly more than that one. Like that one's just ridiculously heavy. That one's okay. That'll go nicely in the backpack. And it's got a couple of extra tools there that you could use in your everyday adventures. But this one here is, I think it's a great little sort of setup. So what have I got? So mindful that this can't go on forever, this video. So essentially I've got this little, oh God, here, come out this way. This little, I'm gonna say Olight, and it's called the Perun. This is a great little torch. So it sits with this thing. So this is a headband. So, you know, and I'll show you in a second how it Velcros on, but you can wear it around your head, and it's Olight. You can carry it in your hand. You can strap it, because this little clip here, you can strap it to a hat, for example, on the peak of your hat. You can put it on your body or on your backpack, and it's just awesome. The Perun Mini, I think it's called. That's what it says there anyway. And apparently it cranks out 1,000 lumen. So, you know, it's like, yeah, run times and all that sort of stuff. It's got a strobe, if I can make it work. So yeah, anyway, so it goes like 1,250 down to 5 lumens for like a little moonlight. It comes with a nice little, what do you call it? Nice little lanyard or strap, hand strap. And I just think that's a duck's guts. So that, I'll put that over here so I don't get them parts mixed up. Comes with a little magnetic, Olight sort of like a charger, USB charger. And the good thing about this too is, I've got to find some metal. Well, that's metal. So see how like you can attach that to the hood of your car, or you know, if you're at a campfire, you can put your knife in the ground and it'll magnetize to your knife. It's just an awesome little torch. I really like it. I really like it. So yeah, that's the magnet side, and that's the charger. I don't really like proprietary type stuff, because if this breaks, then you got to go and buy another one. A USB sort of micro or C would be much better, but it is what it is. So that comes with that. And then this thing, this is this little part of the Olight. And sorry if I'm telling you all to suck eggs, but I think this is awesome. So essentially this, let me just get this right, goes on here. So let's have a look at this. So with that in mind, this is a Velcro patch, and that Velcro patch will obviously Velcro onto this, which is the headband. I'll do it quickly, but as you can see, you could wear it like that if you chose. Or, you know, you could put this onto, you could put this onto, you know, like those tactical hats with the Velcro patch on the top. It's just great. Or you could put it onto your body, or you could just carry the flashlight torch. So I think that's awesome. It was about $106, but it was really such a good buy. It really was. This is a little Anchor charger. I don't know how many milliwatts or amp hours it is. It's probably about 6,000. I don't know, but it's compact. And I've used it previously when I was overseas and found it to be a nice little solution. So that's an Anchor. So that goes nicely into this pocket here. Then I've got, I've got a 3-way sort of charger for, you know, like a USB-C, a Lightning, and a micro. I don't know if they're micros or minis, who knows, I can't remember. USBs, but that's all into one, so that's quite good. And so this gives them more the versatility of this pouch. You know, I think it's a good versatile pouch for even on the outside when you're not necessarily walking around at night, based on the better torch. So wait a sec. And then I bought this camo Swiss Army knife. I can't remember which one it is, but yeah, look, I like this cam feature. I really just like it. I like cam, so I don't know how good the light's doing it any justice, but that's good. So that's a different, that's an option to the multi-tool. So instead of getting a multi-tool for this one, I got a Swiss Army knife. Obviously the little Leatherman Micra goes into that one like that. So this one is really the multi-tool of choice for this little pack here. And it's got all the bog standard stuff, you know, your corkscrew, it's got a knife or two, it's got 2 knives actually, it's got a pair of scissors, it's got, you know, little screwdrivers, Phillip heads, blah, blah, blah. But it's just a cam pattern that really does it for me. And then I've got this little razor, is the brand, bought it from like a Sydney Tools or whatever, or Total Tools. And it's just a little box cutting knife with a lockable blade, and that seems to, I've used it a couple of times. Lifetime warranty on this stuff, so it's good quality. Made in Taiwan, I think. I'm not too sure. And then just changeable blades. So I don't know how easy it is to change out the blades, but that's that one. So they're the three packs. It's going to be good fun trying to put it all back after this video. But as you can see, all 3 very different purposes. I'll harp back on to the fact that it's excessive. It's definitely a lot of money, and I don't know how much use you would use. Is it easy to justify having 3 different packs? Probably not. But is there versatility and utility in a larger pack where you can carry little sockets? You know, you can carry a socket set in your car, of course you can, even on your motorcycle, but it's there. Like, that's the bottom line, is whilst I probably won't carry that around, I've got it for vehicles. I've got this one for the office and all its accoutrement. And I got this one, which, believe it or not, I think this is probably, based on the tools more so, but the practicality of this one as a little walk around, you know, at night time, as I was mentioning before, it clips straight onto your belt, a little utility belt, and you know, you're good to go. So yeah, and I like how it orients as well. So it's in that sort of landscape form, which is good because it sits better on your belt as opposed to that. Maybe, I don't know. That's what I think. But I like that. I do like this one, and that one was my initial go at EDC. So that's my EDC video. I'll just finish it up quickly to say that, and of course I hear I think it's called keyback. It is called keyback because it says so. This little thing I bought from a military shop. Saw it on, once again, YouTube. This thing is absolutely awesome. Clip it to your belt. You can either slide your belt through it, or clip it over the top. There's a little cotter pin or something there. This lighting's terrible. And then with that, obviously you put keys on it. What I do, and I've done a video previously on my little Nokia, I can't even remember the model now. This model here, it's ruggedized, it's awesome. It's just a phone. Look, it's got basic sort of stuff. I mean, I won't go too much into this phone because I've done a video already. But if you go here, I mean, you know, you've got call logs, you've got, you know, Assistant, Google Assistant, you've got the original Snake game, you've got WhatsApp, you've got Facebook, you've got Google Chrome type maps, I should say. You got YouTube. So you've got all the necessities. Google Chrome, you've got Twitter, you got an FM radio, blah, blah, blah. So it's awesome. The good thing is it's ruggedized. It's IP68 or something. It's in a shockproof. You can drop it from 2 meters apparently, or 1 point something meters. It's got a shitty ass camera, but it's okay. And then you can, with this little clip that I've just Velcroed on, it's just like a soccer. It's a soccer team in Jakarta, Indonesia, Persija, Pride of Jakarta. It just clips straight onto that, and that goes onto the side of your belt, and you put that in the phone in your pocket, and it's awesome. All right, so that's the mess. Now I've got to put it all back together while I'm watching the NRL. But there are my 3 kits. I really do like these kits, and I'm probably hoping not to spend any more money because it's expensive and it's kind of ridiculous. But aside from that, look, you know, if it's useful, then by all means you can sort of justify it. So on that note, I'm going to go and watch the NRL. Have yourselves a fantastic weekend, and go the Raiders.